Helps and hints supports for students in Seesaw. We all know if we are in a classroom, we give a student an activity, we don't then just go sit down, we're walking around and helping them. We know what problems or questions students might have from our experience, so just trying to find ways to incorporate that and make them more independent as they're working in Seesaw. These are suggestions, these are for second grade activities. So the first thing is really easy and simple. This is a math activity for arrays. And I've got lots of visuals on there to help. I've got an example little lesson on there to help. But what I've also started doing is if there's something I know that they're going to get stuck on or that they just need a little nudge or support with, I stick a hint in here. And it's just an audio with the speaker that's something if they're struggling to get started, they can get a little hint to help get them started. So for example, when we're doing arrays, just the whole concept is a little tricky at first, so I want to give them some help. So this speaker says,
a 3x2 array is 3 rows of 2. 3 rows with 2 objects in each row.
So I'm just giving them some extra help if they need it. Kids that look at this and know what a 3x2 array is and that's super easy for them aren't going to push this. They don't need it. But if they're stuck and they can't get started, all I do is add a little hint there in case they need it. So this hint was just added with text. So I add my word. You can do it however you want. I am trying to make sure that every time I add a hint, it looks the same. It's the same color, the same word. So there's some consistency there for them to look for. They know what to look for if they need a little bit of help. So if I do style, for example, and here, and then maybe my hint color is red. So I've added my hint here, and then all I do is push the 3 dots and add voice and give them a little hint. I thought it might be cool to add a bitmoji of me whispering a little hint to them as well. You can add an image, you can add a text box, you can add a shape. As long as they know what it's for and it's consistent, they'll know what to look for when they're needing a little help to get started. So that's a hint. You can see I've added a hint on this page as well. And then I've also added some help. So if they need more than just a couple words, I've got my Bitmoji up here with the help link. So they're going to need more than just me giving them a little hint. So they've got a help page that they can look for if they're stuck. This activity with the spelling patterns, it seems like no matter how many times we go over it, they really forget which letters are vowels and which letters are consonants. And they need that information to complete this. And this isn't an assessment, it's an activity where they're learning. So I want to give them all the tools that they need to help them learn this. So if I hit this link, it takes them to the help page at the end. And this, and of course everything is read to them, has reminders of what are the vowels and what are the consonants. I wanted to add the visual of all the letters as well with this to kind of help it try to stick a little more. So on every page here, they have a help button right there in front of them. They don't have to go look for it. They don't have to rewatch. My first page is always the directions on how to do the activity. They don't need to rewatch that if all they need is that little bit of help with the vowels and the consonants. So I use help a lot in math as well, especially for modeling examples. So I can add a math problem and then have a hint of how to get started maybe, or also have a help which takes them to a modeling lesson that reviews the concept to them. So the more we have right in front of them while they're working, the easier it is for them to have all the tools they need to be successful. So those are 2 examples, helps and hints. This is another activity where I've added a little bit of extra support. So of course on the first page they have their video, which is modeling and giving directions. There's an example that's just a quick visual. If that's all they need, they don't need to watch the whole lesson again. They just need to go back and see what it looks like when it's done. And then their actual activity starts on page 3. So here I've added reminders, kind of like the hints. So it's just a reminder not to forget something. So in 2nd grade, and from what I hear, all grades really struggle with writing sentences with capital letters and punctuation. So this reminder just tells them, hey, don't forget, we need a capital letter and punctuation in all of our sentences. I could have written it in text, but they're more likely to see this visual and hit it than they are to read more text on the page. And this isn't an activity where I need them to read more text. So I can just add a quick reminder here for them to do their capitals and their punctuation. Another thing on this page is dictionary support here. So in this activity, what they have to do is they have to read the word with the magnifying glass, because why not? That's fun, right? Drew. Then they write it, then they build it with magnetic letters over here. But if they don't know what the word means, I don't want them all running to me and asking. So I'm going to link them to an online dictionary. And this is all modeled in that very first page so they can see how to do it. If they forget, they can go back and watch. And one of their words is dune. And I'm pretty sure most of them don't know what a dune is. So they would look it up here. It gives them the word, the pronunciation, and the definition here. Well, here's what it means, and here's usually a picture or two for an extra visual. This does not read to them, but they all use their speak screen on their iPads if they need the text read to them. So that's just a setting in your iPads that you can teach them how to use to read the words to them if needed. And then when they're done, they figured out what a dune is, they saw the picture, they read it or listened to it. When they're in this on their iPads, up in the left corner, there will be an arrow that says back to Seesaw. They know to hit that to go right back to their activity. All right, and then they're back here. So they've got reminders here. They've got a dictionary if they don't know what the word is. They've got just the visual if that's easiest for them and they don't need all of the extra video, or there's the video modeling as well. So they've got lots of supports built in, so they're not running to me constantly and asking me, or if it's something that they're doing at home, obviously they can be more independent. Getting these on every page, usually I try to build the entire page with what it's going to look like they're just doing a different word on each page here. Okay, so I'm just copying the pages by hitting the three dots and hitting duplicate. But sometimes I don't figure out exactly how I want it till the end. So this, if I add it and I want to put it on every page, you can't copy and paste on an iPad, but you can copy and paste on your laptop. So if we highlight it and then hit, I think it's for the Dell, it's Control-C to copy, and for the Macs, it's Command-C. So if I hit, let me delete this one here first. Let's say that's not there. This is where I want it. I want it on every page. I can hit Control-C or Command-C, depending on what you have. And then I'm going to hit that next page, and I'm going to hit Control-V or Command-V to paste. And it puts it actually in the same spot, which is kind of nice. So some people didn't realize that you can cut and paste when you're on your Dell or your MacBook in Seesaw. So that's an easy way to get them on each page.